Alright people, what it do, what it do? Welcome to Quest Group News Radio. I'm your host, Mr. D Quest. Now as you come in the building, folks, please make sure you hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. Because as you all know, this channel is brand new and we already got 30 videos uploaded, folks. But the more subscribers we get, then we'll be able to start going live and doing other things, right? And that way we can all bond as a community and chop it up on a daily basis about these topics that we come across in the news. So definitely, please make sure you hit that like button, share button, subscribe button. All right, now here we go. The Texas woman that was sentenced to 5 years in prison for voter fraud loses her bid for a new trial. Now let me repeat that for those of y'all that didn't understand. Homegirl's being railroaded. All right? Bottom line, homegirl is being railroaded. And it looks like the same judge is the same one that's keep railroading her. You can't make this up, people, for real. All right, here we go. A judge who sentenced a Texas woman to 5 years in prison for voting illegally because she was a felon on probation turned down on Monday the woman's bid for a new trial. Crystal Mason, 43, was convicted of illegally voting in a one-day trial held March 28th before Judge Ruben Gonzalez, who sentenced her that day to 5 years in prison. She has been free on bond pending appeal ever since. Her lawyer said that after today's appeal bid loss, they will now appeal to the higher courts. Now, according to Ms. Mason, after doing jail time and being on probation for tax fraud, she didn't know that she wasn't allowed to vote in that year's presidential election. So she cast a provisional ballot at her local church after being told that her name could not be found on the rolls. The ballot was never counted, folks, and the system has been hell-bent on giving her 5 years in prison ever since. Okay, now that's the basic story. Now let me set it off right here like this. First of all, this happened in Texas, and I'm kind of getting tired a little bit of how the system is working out. Now, I'm not going to blame Texas itself, or maybe I should just blame the judge, or I don't know who to blame here, because this is kind of harsh, people. This is kind of harsh. Now, I don't think the lady deserves 5 years. Now, I don't know what y'all think. Whatever y'all thinking, just drop it down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think on this, because this is really weird, man. And I'm like, wow, okay, now I can understand where the judge is coming from. This is serious business. We can't have millions of people out there just voting fraudulently knowing that they're not supposed to be voting. But obviously this person didn't know, because why would she risk voting if she really knew she couldn't vote? I mean, I've seen stories in the news, or matter of fact, the first 48 in Texas. I done seen cases on the first 48 where you got killers, rapists, and things like that. They only getting 10 years in the pen for doing robberies, strong arm robberies, burglaries in stores, robbing banks. Man, even bank robbers get a minimum 5 years in prison for robbing a bank. So you could go up there, rob a bank, and only get 5 years. This lady, she did a little bit. She came home. She wanted to vote for a little presidential election, so her vote could count. And come to find out, she was mistaken. She couldn't vote, but she gets 5 years for that? I mean, I really don't know what to say about that, people. I really don't know what to say now. Definitely kudos to the lawyer, because the lawyer is definitely trying to keep this thing going. People definitely got this lady back, and I kind of got her back too. Now, I don't care which color you are, white, black, Hispanic, whatever, okay? This lady doesn't deserve this, all right? Now, I know she was previously in jail before for tax fraud. So I don't know if the judge maybe thought, you know, she's a fraudulent individual or she's always doing fraudulent things. But tax fraud is so you can benefit financially off getting money by either not claiming the numbers that you're supposed to claim on your taxes or something like that. I don't know exactly what was pertaining to a tax fraud case, because some people, they only have one dependent, but they say, oh yeah, I got 5 dependents, and then they claiming people that's not even theirs. They're claiming dependents that's not even theirs. Okay, some people have 5 different incomes, but they only report 1 income. Okay, so there's different types of tax fraud, so I'm not sure which one she was on, but even still, that was so that she can profit from it. Now, this voters fraud, she wasn't trying to profit. Now, let's say if she did vote for Hillary, if Hillary won, you know, that still wouldn't have meant nothing for her. You know, I mean, yeah, she wanted to vote. Now, we could get into a whole big political thing, because I know some of y'all, hold on, if Hillary won, yeah, whatever. All right, maybe Hillary would have looked out a little bit more. But anyways, you know, I don't think homegirl was thinking, well, let me be fraudulent about it just so Hillary could win. You know, I don't even think the lady was tripping like that. I think if, you know, I think if, say she went there, right? And let's say they was checking the rolls for her name. And let's say her name was there, but it was highlighted. And let's say the person said, well, listen, your name's under a red highlight, which means that you can't vote. You're not allowed to vote, whether it's due to a criminal history or whatever. Then the lady would have been like, hey, all right, cool. All right, you know what? You're right about that. Yeah. Hey, thanks for letting me know. And the lady would have bounced. But a lot of times you go to your district to vote, and sometimes your name's not on there. You know what I mean? Maybe you went to the wrong building, you know, because in certain districts, sometimes, you know, you have to vote at this particular location, and that's where your name's in the rolls at. And sometimes you happen to go to the other location where your name's not in the rolls. So maybe she thought, okay, maybe my last address, maybe this is the wrong location. Well, let me just drop a quick provisional ballot, you know, which is understandable. But I think in the future, if they're going to be saying, hey, you're a felon, you can't vote, and if you want to deter that mistake, when people go and actually show up, she could have just did an absentee ballot from at home. But nah, she went to a location and she tried her best to vote. And if at that location, if she was warned that she couldn't, you know, so maybe they need to change that, because I think if they told her you can't because you're a felon, it's down here, or it's just highlighted in red, which means you can't because of XYZ, I think she would have backed off. Now, if she would have backed off and went home and then tried to drop an absentee ballot, then yeah, that's fraud. Now, you really trying to vote for real, for real. Let's get her, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is definitely a weird case, man, and I ain't gonna waste too much time on it. You know, I'm just kind of heated at the judge because it looks like the judge got a little personal vendetta, you know, in my opinion, you know, at least in my opinion. This judge seems like he got a little personal vendetta, because first he gave 5 years, right? Then boom, she appealed while out on bail. Then he just denied her appeal. Now, I can see if you denied her appeal and said, well, listen, you know what, I'm going to deny this appeal, but let me break down that 5 years instead. Instead, you know, just agree to do a year probation and we'll forget about it. Judges have that option, especially the original judge. That the original judge can go back and re-sentence anytime they want. Okay, especially after their appeal lost, the judge could have, you know, there's certain ways he could have maneuvered that situation. I don't know, but you know, around these political times, these people, they have political ambitions themselves where they be wanting to go up higher. So maybe he's using this as, maybe he wants to be one of those superior court judges or something like that, and maybe he's trying to get his little resume up to par, up to code for that. And that's why he's just blindsiding this chick, you know, with these big numbers for that, you know, because I see no other reason why, you know, why would he even do this? I mean, he's taking this kind of personal, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm not going to mingle on this one too long. I hope her much success. I hope she can at least get just, you know, things down, either beat the case or get it down to a year probation. I will say that much. You know, we're not going to get into no racial topics here and stuff like that. The dude's Spanish anyway, so we're not even going to, he's Hispanic anyway, so we're not even really going to dive into no racial aspects on that, because y'all know I don't even get down like that. I call it how it is, the way it is, and how I see it, and that's what it's going to be, and that's how we do. But anyway, let me take some quick questions and comments and get up on out of here. All right, first question, why are they wasting taxpayers' money for this? Hey, thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about. You know how much this is costing the taxpayers right now in Texas alone? Do you know how much this is costing people? All right, this trial's been going on for a minute. The appeals process, I mean, even though everything happened in one day, it was a one-day trial, but now you still got the appeal process. This is just costing the people way too much. And if you were to put a poll out right now in Texas and say, hey, should we just give her a year of probation or should we stay stern on the 5 years? Most of the people just say, hey, just give it a year of probation. You're wasting our money. You know what I mean? You're wasting our money. Just let us see a probation officer once every month for the next 12 months, and that's it. Be done with it. You know, why house her for 5 years where that's going to cost, what, $20,000, $30,000 a year? And then if she has health problems, then that's more medical coverage that she's going to need up in prison. Come on, man. You're about to spend $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 just on a mistaken provisional ballot being handed in. So anyway, next, there are similar cases where people only got probation. No doubt, man. I remember reading in the newspaper, it was another lady that got caught in another state, and they only gave that lady probation. Now, even if the judge was like, well, listen, she was already on probation for tax fraud, so, you know, the judge didn't say, I'm not going to give you time, but you got to, you know, handle the rest of your probation that you was already on. Nah. They're not doing that. They're giving her a whole new 5 years, to, you know, just for this case. So, yeah, this is like, there's a lot of people that's done way less and got more time. And there's a lot of people that did the exact same thing and got less time. So, sometimes these sentencing guidelines and sometimes these judges, they really amaze me, man. You know, we already seen different cases where one dude, the affluenza dude, he got like, you know, probation and he killed like 4 people. Then you see another person kill one and he get under drinking and driving, he get like 30 years. So, yeah, that's definitely. All right, next. They could have simply given her a fine. That's what I'm saying, folks. They could have just given her a fine. And hopefully she does just get a fine in the future. Hopefully they just take that 5 years and just drop it, leave it alone, or just give her a fine for that. I'd rather her pay. All right, we're gonna charge you $30,000, you know, to cover court costs or whatever, and just let that be. All right, next, someone really wanted her to pay the price for a mistake, Quest. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. Maybe this judge is running for elections or something, and he's just trying to get his numbers up to code because this is ridiculous, man. So I don't know the judge, you know, maybe he knows more than us, but it's not even really sounding right to me. All right, last question. Hi, Quest, where's Hillary when you need her? Ha! Where's old Big Hill Dog at? Come on, Hill. Help a sister out. Get on in there and help a sister out now. I know you done lost the elections, but if she voted for you, you owe your constituents on this one, Hill. You owe your constituents on this one. I know you lost, but you got to come back down, girl. You got to come back down to Texas and at least salute this lady for at least trying to vote for you. I'm not even saying she voted for Hillary, but 9 times out of 10 she did. All right. So anyways, where's Big Hill Dog at? Hillary, it's time for you to help your constituents out a little bit more. You know, especially when they about to do 5 years just for trying to give you the presidential nod. Nah, we just kid. But you know how we do, folks. That's our story for the day. I'm glad y'all tuned in. Don't forget to tune in the future on a daily basis. We got plenty of more videos coming on a daily basis. We got a lot that we've already done. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button, folks. Now, you know, we do this live. Now, not live because we can't go live now, but when you listen to me, there's no pause, there's no stops, there's no breaks. So if you catch me messing up periodically throughout the program, don't worry about it because I'm doing it live. I'm just going straight out and I'm just recording it and doing how we doing it. Ain't no editing here, baby. We just giving it to you straight, raw, with no chaser. All right, so definitely make sure y'all hit that subscribe button once again and stay in touch and make sure y'all stay safe out there, people. On the last message, if you're a felon, please don't vote, man. Just leave it alone. They trying to change that or whatever, but it's not worth the risk. And once again, I hope this lady, I hope she beats this case or at least gets the time dropped significantly to where she's only doing on probation or just getting a fine. But all right, folks, that's the show for the day. Y'all stay safe. I'm up out of here. Much love, peoples.